Hi, welcome to Bob's Jeep Drives. This drive took place in Arches National Park. The park entrance is just north of Moab, Utah on US 191. After passing the visitor center, you climb up to get a great view of the Moab Fault, which you can see in this picture. The roadway parallels the fault line. Millions of years of soil buildup and millions of years of soil erosion have created these structures that you see here, the vast columns and arches and balancing boulders. Elmer, my traveling duck buddy, even tried to get in on the act with this pose of a balancing duck and a balancing rock. One of the arches that you can get to easily is Sand Dune Arch. You have to go through this narrow passageway to get into it, and I was surprised to find this wedding party was taking pictures in that area. It wasn't too far along the way, and you get to the arch, which is a nice, pleasant little walk. Up to this point, we've been traveling along a well-paved road, seeing the balanced rock about here, a number of panoramic sites along this road, up until we got to the Sand Dune Arch. And just after the Sand Dune Arch, the road can take a left turn and it becomes a groomed gravel road. And I took that road all the way up to this point where it changes into a four-wheel drive road. The purple that you see is the route that I've taken. So let's take a look at the groomed gravel road section. At this point right here, the road turns into a four-wheel drive road, and there's a sign there that says it needs high clearance and four-wheel drive. So this purple line from here up to where the Tower Arch viewpoint is, and then back down south on what is Salt Valley Road to the end of the trail here, represents about 2/3 of the off-highway driving that I did, but probably took the majority of the time. In total, this purple route was about 20 miles. So that first obstacle was only a few minutes into the drive off of the main gravel road there. And from the descriptions that I had read about this drive or this trail going from north to south, if you get over the first obstacle, you shouldn't have any trouble with anything else. So I continued onward. There are times when it pays to get out of the Jeep and look at where your tires are and look at the line that you're going to take on the obstacle. And this was one of those times. So I took a look at it and saw where I needed to go and got going. I wasn't the only driver on the road. Here you'll see one of the commercial outfits that you can hire to drive you around the area in Moab. And a little later you'll see one of the other people that's just out driving the trail. Fortunately, there's enough space for us to get by each other. So it wasn't too long after that we reached the Tower Arch viewpoint. And Elmer and I got out, took a little walk around. Here you can see the Tower Arch in the background there. And we spent a little bit of time there, had some lunch, and then it was time to get going again. Soon after getting started again, we came across this really gnarly tree, and it just was begging for me to stop and take a picture of it. So we've got this picture of it with the Jeep. It was only a short drive from Tower Arch Viewpoint to the fork in the road where I could go left and go back on the road that I had come from, or go right and go south on Salt Valley Road. And Salt Valley Road is primarily sand, although there is some rocky areas on it, but it has some pretty deep sandy areas, and they caution you that it's easier to go from north to south than it is to go in the other direction. So that's the direction that I went. That brings us to the southern end of Salt Valley Road and the end of the trail. So I stopped here and got the compressor out to repressurize the tires up to street pressure. I had 4 or 5 people actually stop, make sure I was okay as they drove by going one direction or the other. This is the sign you see that talks about the southern end, and that the best route is actually north to south. And it was a great time. I had a lot of fun. So thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it, and join me on my next travels.